Hey guys, Jordan here from VFX Vault again, and today we're going to be going over how to create this. So you see when we kill the creature, it plays a nice little effect and he bursts into 1,000 little pieces and sort of slowly fades away. So, show it again. When the creature dies, big burst of ashes, kinda like a snapped effect. Again, yeah. So let's get into it. Coming down into just a blank project here. There's a couple other files here, but it's nothing that we need. I'm just going to right click, new folder, and we'll call this death. I'll call it tutorial death effect. Open it up, and we're going to just start off by creating the visual effect aspect of it. So it's pretty straightforward. We can just go new Niagara system, and we want this template here, blowing particles. So we'll create, we'll call this NS death effect, and we save that. So open the window and save it. We drag it into the level, and when you first drag it in, you see it's all kind of just slowly spawning. It'd be good for like a leaf effect, but we want like a burst that happens when the player or the creature dies. So we can just come in and quickly change a few things. Now we're not going to go over everything to do with Niagara, but we're just going to quickly change a few things to get what we want. So instead of spawn rate, we go burst. And because we're using a GPU particle system, we can turn the particle count up quite high. So let's have a lot, but again, you might want more or less. So let's go 2,500. And we'll also change the shape location. So we want a shape location that matches kind of the shape of our creatures. So if you see here, it's just this big sort of sphere, but we want more of a cylinder. So we come down to the shape location, we go cylinder, we go a height of like say 200 and a radius of 100. That's a bit better, maybe a bit like 250. It's good. So it's kind of loosely matches the height of like a player or a creature. Not perfectly, but it's close enough. And then we also just want it once. So come up to the emitter state, we just go once, and we'll give it a loop duration of say 10 seconds. And we want the particles to not live so long, so we can go maybe between, on the initialized particle, we can go between 8 to 10 seconds on the lifetime. Save that. And last thing, one of the last things we need is when the creature dies, we want the ashes to kind of pop outwards instead of just kind of appear like they do. They kind of just start with no real velocity and then start getting blown in one direction. So we can go add velocity, this little plus here, we go add velocity. We'll go from point, and we can go random range between 1,000 and say 2,000. So if we save that again, come back into the level, and then so we play and they all burst outwards. So we can make the starting shape maybe a little smaller because they're going outwards so fast. So 150 on the cylinder again, and maybe 50 on the radius. And the velocity is kind of quite strong, so we'll turn the velocity down maybe 700 to 1500. And the last thing we want as well is, so we save that. So you can see the size of the sprites scales upwards as they start. We want them starting at like a full size. So we can just come down to the scale sprite size and select this, go 1, like that. So they start at full size. So it gives a bit more of a pop when it starts. That's better. Cool. So we need to also, we kind of want them to be a darker color, but by default the sprite renderer's material is using an additive material. We need a translucent material. And we just want to keep it nice and simple. So we'll just go m_particle material, a new material in our browser, material. Open that up. And I'm just going to quickly make this. I'm not going to explain exactly what it all does, but we'll go sphere mask. We'll go texture, coordinates, and this makes a little sphere mask, and we'll go 0.5 in our texture space. It's a radius, on the radius of 0.5 and a hardness of maybe, let's say 10. So if we just right click and start previewing that, you see it gives us this rounded shape. And then we also need to come over here and just set our blend mode to translucent, not additive. We want translucent so we can kind of have slightly darker shapes so they stand out a bit more. Save that. Oh, sorry, we need the particle color. There we go. Multiply this against our particle color and our base color, and multiply the opacity against the alpha channel of our particle color, and save that. We'll just keep it really, really simple for now, and we'll plug that in to, so if we make sure we have it selected in our content browser, we come back to Niagara system, we plug this in, and then it'll give us this warning, needed to be set to render used with Niagara sprites. So if you see those warnings when we try and plug things in, we just need to come down to the details panel on our material and make sure we check this flag, because it doesn't check automatically for some reason here. We go used with Niagara sprites, and then we save that. We save this again, and again it's white, so let's give it a color to match the creatures. It's kind of like that dark purple, so go scale color, and we can click on this vector here, the scale RGB, and we can go linear, make vector from linear color, so it gives us this color picker, and we'll give it this kind of, this dark, really dark, maybe kind of, yeah, this darkish purple. If we save that again, come in, so you see now we've got this cool kind of ashing effect where it bursts and then they all sort of flutter and float down when the creature dies. So we save that. Cool. Next we need to come up to our Verse Explorer, and we go right click, add new verse file, and we want just a verse device, and we will call this creature death effect. And we go create, save, and we go verse, open verse project, and we go actually build verse code. Then we will have a creature death effect. So we drag the device out into the level, and we open it up in verse, this one here. Okay, so next we've got to get started on the verse part. It's pretty straightforward. So the first thing we need to do is create some tags, because we need to tag whatever creature spawners we're going to use. So we can just use, we're just going to use one for now, but we use tag system anyway, just in case we want to use more. So we go creature spawner equals class tag. Cool. And then it's going to give us a warning that we aren't using tags. So here you go, specify using tags. So we'll start with that. Then we need to, we're going to spawn a prop, and we need an array to hold our creatures. So a creature array of type agent is equal to array. Sorry, agent with a lowercase a. So we have the array that's going to hold all our creatures when we spawn them. And then at editable, we need a death effect prop. So we go creative prop assets equals default creative prop asset. Cool. So this is all we need in terms of variables. And then on begin, we're going to declare our just initialize init creature spawners. So we need to create this function now. So come down here and go init creature spawners. So we need to set up the events, the listener events, the subscriber events for each of our creature spawners that we've tagged. So we go void because it doesn't need to return anything. And then spawners get creative objects with tag creature spawners map. So our spawners are getting, so we're getting all of the creature spawners with our tag, and we've got to make sure that when we put it in, we give it a tag. And now for every creature spawner that we get, obj spawners. So we're going to iterate over each of the spawners now. Now if spawner is equal to a, because we're going to use a creature spawner device, we haven't placed in the level, but we will soon. So if the spawner, so for each spawner, if the object is a spawner, so for each spawner, if the spawner is a creature spawner device, then we need to listen for our events. So we have spawner dot spawned event dot subscribe, and then we have to create the events to subscribe to, and then again spawner dot eliminated event dot subscribe again. So when a creature is spawned on this creature spawner, we need to add them into our array because we're going to use them later. And then when a creature is eliminated, we also need to call a certain event. So let's start off with the add creature to creature array. So that's the next event. So we go, oh, next function, sorry, add creature to array, and then we go creature of type agent because it's an agent array, of course. And we go void. So new array of type agent equals array with the creature that we're getting, or sorry, the creature that's being passed in. So we add it to its own array, and then we set the updated array because we've got a variable up here. So we set creature array, oops, creature set creature array, there you go, is equal to whatever it already was plus the new array. So every time we spawn a creature, we are making a new array, putting it into that new array, and then putting that new array into our creature array. So we can just add this here. So we add creature array on the creature spawned event up here in the inits. Next, if the creature dies now, we need to remove it from the array because we don't want to hold it forever. So if the creature's dead, we don't need it in the array anymore. So we go remove creature, and then source. So we need a device AI interaction result to get if the creature has died. Let's go void equals, and then we're going to spawn a function here. So we need to spawn a new function, a new object, because we're going to be using suspends, because we're going to be using async functions. So when we suspend, we're going to be spawning a prop, and then this prop has to wait, say like 10 seconds. The prop is going to have the effect on it. The effect's going to play for 10 seconds, and then we destroy the prop because we only need to play the effect once. So we go spawn, and we spawn this thing. We go remove creature from creature array and source. So we have to declare this function now, and we're going to pass in the source, whichever creature that we're killing. So we go remove creature, remove creature from creature array, which is also going to be the same function that we're playing our effect in. So we just go source device AI interaction results. Suspends because it's an async function. Let me full screen this here. And void, because we don't need to return anything. So if maybe creature is equal to source dot target. So if what we're passing through is a if source.target, sorry, let me just get my thoughts here. So removing the creature from the creature array, we're spawning another function because it's an async function. We're passing in the source. So if this is a creature, if this is true, then we go if new array. So we're making a new array without, so we're removing this creature from the array. We're going to do that first. Creature array dot remove first element, maybe creature. So we're going to find this creature. So if this is the creature that we need to remove, then we're making a new array. This new array is going to be without so we're taking the creature array, we're removing the first instance of this creature and putting that new array into this variable new array. And then we go set creature array equal to new array. So this first part here, this is removing our creature from the creature array and just setting the creature array to the new array that we've created with that creature removed. Now we're going to do the second part here, where we just, even though we've removed the creature from the array, I know that the order might be a little bit weird here, but we've removed the creature from the array, we can still access the dying creature. So this variable here, maybe creature, still exists, and we can go if dying creature, so we're just declaring a new variable, dying creature is maybe creature dot get fort character. So we're getting the creature that's dying or dead, and it's going to say, yeah, did you forget to use characters? So let's just put that up here. So we're using Fortnite.com characters. So if the dying creature is, so we can get the dying creature's Fortnite character, and then from that we go effects spawn position equal to dying creature dot get transform dot translation. So we're getting the translation, we're getting the position of the dying creature, and then again if. Now we're going to create a prop and spawn the prop for our death effect. So we go var variable prop is creative prop, equal to spawn prop, and the prop that we're going to spawn is the prop that we had up here, the death effect prop, spawn prop, and then we need to give it a position and doesn't need a rotation, and we're just going to make sure we're accessing the 0th element in the tuple. So we're going to go transform, we're going to create a transform, so we're going to go translation is equal to effect spawn position, because that's where our position is, and we'll go scale, we don't need to scale it, so we go give it an underscore here, scale is equal to vector 3, and we'll just construct I've just got one here, just copy it across, so vector 3, and we just construct it with 1 1 1, and we close the transform. Sorry, we don't need, get rid of this, and then we close it here, close the transform. And after this, yeah, we need to get the 0th element out of our tuple, so we just go 0 with a question mark, and it's just giving us a problem with the transform. Yes, so we need to go using spatial math as well. So using spatial math, copy that, and just put it up here. Cool, so what we're doing is spawning a prop, and we're setting this variable prop as a creative prop from the first element of the tuple that we're using in the spawn prop function, because the spawn prop function returns a creative prop and a spawn prop result. So we just need the creative prop result. So that's what the 0 question mark at the end is. And then lastly, because we made this an async function, we only need this prop to be alive for as long as our effect is alive. And then we can kill it. So we go sleep for 10 seconds. We're going to wait for 10 seconds. And then we just go prop dot dispose, capital D, and parentheses, prop dot dispose. And that's it for now, I think. Oh yes, and we need to, in the spawn in the eliminated event, we need to put remove creature. Awesome. So we're initializing the spawners so that it's going to listen for our spawn event and so for every creature spawner that we put into the map and that we use the tag on, it's going to listen for our spawn event and our eliminated event. Then we add a new creature to the array every time it's spawned. Every time a creature dies from that spawner, we remove it from our array. When we remove it from our array, we first actually remove it from the array itself, and then we get its translation, its position, and we spawn a prop there with our particle effect. Cool. So if we close that, minimize that, and we just go verse, build verse code, save that, should build, and now we see on our device we have a death effect prop. So we just come back to the tutorials death effect where we were, and we need to just make a new BP. So we go BP underscore death effect prop. We open that up, and we can just drag our Niagara system in here and drag it in so it's here. Compile, save that, and we can select the device again and just drag it in. So death effect prop, and now we need to set up a creature spawner. So we come here and go creature spawner. So I've got the creature spawner over here. Then place it here, and let's just have one creature for now, and everything else is fine. We need to put a tag on this because remember in the verse file we're using tags. So we come to the creature spawner, go tag, verse tag markup, and then you'll see here we have the creature spawner tag. Cool, so that's tagged properly, and now we need something to kill our creatures with. So we go weapon, and let's just get the assault rifle level 3. And just to make it easier, we'll set the time before first spawn 0 seconds, and time between spawns 0 seconds. Or cool. And that should be everything for now. So I'm going to launch the game, and I'll start the video game once it's all launched and loaded. So the game's loaded, and let's give it a go. Perfect. Cool, so every time we kill a creature, it's really nice ashing effect. So you can come in, you can edit, you can change it to whatever particle system you want, like a little flash, or maybe add more ash or anything else you might want. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that you learned something. If you've got any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. We have a Discord server, so if you get stuck, feel free to join in there and ask me any questions if you're stuck on something. I'll try to release some of these assets for free on the Discord server, so feel free to pick them up. This has been Jordan from VFX Vault, and thanks for watching.